In a small, quiet town in the Midwest, there lived a young man named Alex. Alex was a bright soul with dreams bigger than the sky, but his habits were lazy and inconsistent. Every morning, his mother, Sarah, would call out, "Alex, get up. The day is already half over." Alex would simply mumble, "5 more minutes, Mom," and slip back into sleep, losing another precious hour. Alex constantly spoke of wanting to achieve something great. He admired successful people in the nearby city, business owners, professors at the college, and even the local police officer who walked with authority and purpose. But Alex never committed to anything consistently. One day, he'd decide to start a rigorous exercise routine. The next day, he'd find an excuse to skip it entirely. He'd planned to study for a certification exam on Monday. But by Tuesday, he'd be distracted, spending hours aimlessly online. Alex had grand visions, but he sorely lacked discipline. One cool evening, he met Mr. Harrison, an elderly retired military veteran who lived on the edge of town. Mr. Harrison was a figure of quiet strength. Every morning, like clockwork, he would wake precisely at 4 a.m., sweep his courtyard, perform his calisthenics, read for an hour, and work diligently in his garden. Alex was fascinated by his consistency. Why does he follow this exact routine every single day? He has no job, no school, and no boss pressuring him. The curiosity eventually overcame him. One day, Alex approached Mr. Harrison and asked, "Sir, why do you follow the same routine every day? Doesn't it get boring? Aren't you ever tired?" Mr. Harrison paused his work, smiled warmly, and said, "Son, habits are like planting seeds in a garden. What you plant today determines what you harvest tomorrow. You might not see immediate results, but over time, your habits will either feed you and sustain your life, or they will starve you of your potential." Alex didn't fully grasp the depth of the words, but they struck a deep chord. That night, he couldn't sleep. He thought about all the times he had quit halfway, all his projects left unfinished, and all the talent he had wasted. What if success wasn't about some sudden stroke of luck or a huge burst of effort? What if it was simply about doing small, consistent actions every day? The next morning, before the sun rose, Alex forced himself out of bed. His body resisted, his mind begged for the comfort of sleep, but he recalled Mr. Harrison's simple, powerful words. He washed his face, tied his shoes, and went for a run. He could barely run a few blocks without gasping for air, but he refused to stop, kept going, jogging slowly, but steadily. Day 2, he ran again. Day 3 again. By the end of the first week, his legs still ached, but he noticed a profound change. He felt a sense of quiet accomplishment he had not known before. He then added a second small habit, dedicating just 1 hour daily to studying for his certification exam. No excuses. He didn't announce this goal on social media or tell his friends. He simply showed up to his desk every day. Months passed. The consistency slowly began to transform his life. One evening, while sitting on his porch, he found himself smiling easily. His body felt energized, his mind was sharper, and he felt a clear flow of energy throughout the day. He hadn't even noticed the moment discipline became a natural, effortless part of who he was. Eventually, his friend David noticed the change. "Alex, how did you transform? You used to be the king of procrastination."
Alex simply replied, "I didn't change in a day.
I just repeated small actions every single day until those actions became part of me." Soon, a life-changing opportunity arrived. A challenging entry-level position at a major tech company that required a high score on a competitive written exam and a physical assessment. Alex applied immediately. On the test day, many applicants were nervous or frantically cramming, but Alex remained calm. The physical test began, and many started sprinting fast, but grew tired quickly. Alex maintained a steady, controlled pace. Months of consistent habit carried him forward easily. When motivation failed them, his discipline didn't fail him. He cleared the first round. Next came the written exam. Others struggled to recall last-minute memorized facts. Alex was prepared. 1 dedicated hour a day for months had built a rock-solid foundation. He cleared that too. Weeks later, a letter arrived. "Congratulations, you have been selected." Alex stood motionless. His hands trembled with shock and joy. His mother, Sarah, stared. confused by his silence. He looked at her, tears welling up in his eyes, and whispered, "Mom, I did it." She hugged him tightly, the pride of the entire town reflected in her embrace. The happiest person wasn't just Alex. It was Mr. Harrison. "See, son," he said proudly. "Motivation might give you the excitement to start. Your habits are the fuel that keeps you going when your strength or willpower fades." The deep moral of this story is that we often believe monumental change requires a monumental effort. But real, lasting transformation comes from small habits done daily. Not just once, not just for a week, but until they become an ingrained part of your identity. You don't need to completely overhaul your life today. Start with one small habit. Walk 10 minutes, read 5 pages, do 10 push-ups, or wake up 15 minutes earlier. Your tiny, consistent actions today are the builders of your future. Choose your habits wisely. If this story about Alex and the power of consistency inspired you, don't let this feeling fade away. Start your small, unstoppable habit today, no matter how small, because small steps accumulate into massive, life-changing results. What is the one tiny step you will commit to starting today? Share it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories that inspire peace, strength, and growth, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon to ensure you never miss another life-changing tale. Let's build better habits together.